Guys, welcome. Thank you for being here. I think we finally got this stream under control, or close to it, or as close as we're going to get to it. I'm going to go ahead and switch views here. I think I know what happened. Although in the scramble to get this stream going again, I don't think it bookmarked what happened here. It was very, here we go. Nope, that's not it. Or is it, man? Sorry guys, give me a second. Obviously this show has started off on a weird foot, but I think there's reasons for that, and I'm trying to find see something here. Okay, I can't find it. I don't know where the hell it just went. But maybe, let me just check one more thing here. All right. Let's get started with this show. You guys, welcome back to another episode of Lou Reviews. You're home for critical thinking in the realm of the unexplained. Thank you guys so damn much for being here. Man, a lot of crazy shit that's happened this week. We're going to be covering the new UFO whistleblower and star subject of the latest James C. Fox documentary, Jason Sands. We're going to cover his outlandish claims and listen to his answers when pressed to provide facts. We also discuss how the community reacted to this news and what it means for the hobby of ufology. I also had a space last night in which I absolutely tore into the shit of all the grifters and liars and bullshitters and posers and ufologists that say they want debate, but really they're not interested in it whatsoever. All they're interested in is their stupid little echo chamber. And that's what they love to give themselves. And they love to talk about love and light and being open to listen to people. But the truth is they want nothing to do with that whatsoever. So maybe we'll get into that. If we don't, you can listen to that space. I left it up. I re-listened to it this morning. And yeah, there's nothing I regret about that space whatsoever. Yeah, it's just been a really insane week. Now, the reason why I think our stream had a real issue starting here was because I think we have some copyright strikes that are being leveled at us because of our thumbnail that we used originally for this show. And that thumbnail was a photo from what people are saying is a lawyer website. Could be a prank website, could be a real website, of this new whistleblower, Jason Sanders, who's now public, by the way, and who's been on other shows and has shown his face. We're learning more and more and more about this guy every single day. But it is interesting that the tactic that these guys are using to stop this show from happening, and the only reason I think we got this stream to work on the third one is because I changed the thumbnail. I put a clown face over his fucking head to make sure that these guys don't attack our stream. And so now I'm going to have to fucking copyright strike fight against a publicly fucking available image on a publicly known whistleblower. This idea that I'm doxing this asshole is fucking hilarious. But that's what these dickheads do anytime somebody does a show about them that might paint them in the real negative light that they live in. So excuse me if I go a little extra hard on Jason Sand, the lying whistleblower who's full of shit, and not even his fucking most extreme of colleagues believes this asshole. But UFO Twitter, the mosh pit that is UFO Twitter, eating it up like fucking idiots. Just like, yes, sir, give me more. Oh, you just put a huge pile of shit in front of my face? Please, God, get me the biggest spoon I could possibly fucking have to eat this bowl of shit. The amount of fucking ass kissing that this guy got is insane to me based off of the claims that he's made himself. Claims that have already started to contradict themselves. And we're going to get into that as well. Thank you to everyone who's here. Let me pull up my chat again. Like, this has been a crazy show already. It's wild that these fucking believers and these crazy fucking assholes that live on UFO Twitter just can't even have my show go up. Like, that's how much what I'm saying is threatening their existence. Their little fucking existence of mud. Thank you guys also for being patient and finding the streams for a third time. I know this is annoying, but honestly, I didn't think we were going to have to deal with this bullshit today. But, you know, no shocker here when it comes to believers. They will pull any trick out of the hat to try and prevent people from listening to what needs to be heard. All right, let me pull up my chat here. Sorry, guys. Again, I'm putting in links, and so this way I can pop up your chats on our show here, and you guys feel included in the show as best as I can anyway. Let's see here, my pop-up chat. I'll go ahead and replace that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened, because, yeah, my internet signal was fine when these streams started, and then as soon as they started, about a minute into it, that's when I started dropping frames like crazy. My server couldn't connect, and that's because I'm pretty sure I was getting copyright strikes, but I'll find out for sure here before the show's over. I just haven't gotten a warning or anything yet from YouTube, but I have a feeling it's coming. All right, let me pull this over here. Pat Calabria, Simon Fly, Lord Ludacris, my amazing mod, Art and Paranormal. Thank you guys for being here. I'm not here. This isn't happening. Guys, share the fuck out of this show. Share the absolute shit out of this show. Don't donate. Don't do fucking thing. Just share the show. All I want is for people to hear what they don't want to hear. Hashtag it with UFO Twitter. Hashtag it with UAP Twitter. Use every fucking hashtag that you can to try and get in the face of these fucking cult members and believers. I also like, this show is definitely not going to be monetized. That's for sure. Monetization of this video has already gone out the window with the F-bombs that I've dropped already. Let's switch to the old Lou reviews here. And if anybody could find, there was some asshole on Twitter that took my image, my thumbnail, and wrote a message with it along the lines of, oh, you shouldn't be using this image from a website that could be fake. You might be doxing somebody. It's like, okay, so you guys copyright strike this because I use an image from a website that was either a prank or a real thing. Nobody's confirmed whether it's real or not, but yeah, yeah, I don't know if I can show the website now. I'm afraid to show the website because these idiots will do anything again to just shut this feed down. But yeah, I've been looking for it. I thought I bookmarked it. I did bookmark it, but again, in the madness of trying to start and restart the show, it didn't bookmark. But if anybody finds that, let me know, because I'd like to see that. Okay, where do we start with this madness? All right, that's that. Okay, we're going to start. I have 2 recordings. Both of the links to both of these recordings are in the description below. You had Logan Black, who, by the way, I think has taken a break from UFO Twitter after this guy has come out, and he was in my space last night, so I know he heard what I was saying, and I don't know if what I said had an effect of him going, you know what, I'm taking a break from this madness because none of this stuff is making sense. So I have his recording of this Twitter space. The reason why I'd be using another recording as well is because this one breaks up a lot. Whatever he was recording it on, we lose, especially the parts some parts of what I wanted to listen to. So there are aspects of this where we'll play from this one, and then we've also got the second video that we're pulling audio from, and that's the Spaced Out Radio, where they were live streaming this whistleblowing as it was happening live. Whistleblowing, very, very loose. I'm using that very loosely when I say whistleblower. This guy's not a whistleblower, and I'll prove that to you based off the questions that I asked him in this very space, including questions from Stephen Greenstreet and Paranormal Chris. I'm going to highlight these questions specifically because we need to hear the answers for them. And I think it says a lot. And there's also one other moment where we won't listen to either one of either me or Greenstreet or Paranormal Chris. There is a moment where the 20 and back Corey Good made up bullshit was brought up in this discussion, and he claims to have been a part of a program that was just like that, but it wasn't called 20 and back. It was called something else. We'll get to that as well. So let's get started with the first part of this. So this is essentially the beginning of this space. When people heard that this was happening, people started recording it. People started coming. There was 1,000 people at one point in this space. And one of the first people that got in there, one of the first skeptics or rational thinkers, I'm not going to call it skeptic, just the first rational thinker in there was Stephen Greenstreet, the New York Post. And so he had a couple of questions for this guy. So let's listen to those. Again, I'm going to do my fair use thing, or not again, for the first time. Thank you for the for the reminder, Arden. Fair use is transformative work. We are educating the public on the videos that we are sharing. This is covered under fair use and allowable by law. So don't fuck with me. I'm going to fight the shit out of these if these two are like, anyway, we'll get there when we get there. Cross that bridge when we get there. So let's listen to this. Oh, wait. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Let me turn the volume up. Let me unmute it. All right, let's do this.
Jason, thanks for taking questions. Is Jason Sands your real name?
Yes.
Okay. And I joined late, so if you shared this information, I apologize. You were part of the UAP task force?
Yes.
Okay. From when were you part of the UAP task force?
From 2021 until Arrow stood up.
Oh, okay. Wow. So were you there? You weren't there when Jay Stratton was there.
I think if he was there, it was just that first year I was in
yeah, because he left January 2021. So you were you served with Brennan McKernan?
Yeah.
Okay, with Brennan McKernan. Okay. I spoke to a few UAP task force analysts, some of which you probably also worked with. I won't name them, but a few of them spoke about the hitchhiker phenomena. Are you familiar with the hitchhiker phenomena?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Over there at Skinwalker Ranch. Yeah.
Okay, and they had personal experiences with the hitchhiker phenomena. Have you had any personal experiences with the hitchhiker phenomena, or are you familiar with anyone close in these programs that have experienced a hitchhiker?
I have not. However, I do have some friends that have. Yes.
Okay, and then interesting. Okay, and then you mentioned the blue alien or the blue entity. But you stopped yourself short from getting into too many details, saying that we would have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Wait and see for what?
Well, it's just I know James Fox. I go over all that in James Fox's film. I don't want to spoil it for him or you guys. And that's
Uh,
I'm holding back is because I know he's working real hard on it. So
okay, so for a movie, okay.
For a movie.
And then, is there a reason why you decided to be a whistleblower on Twitter Spaces rather than going to like the Washington Post or mainstream media?
well, this one, well, those are all possibilities of to do all those kinds of things. This one seemed to be a good discussion tonight, and I wanted to be part of that because it seems that there's been a few other times when my name has been mentioned. I felt bad that I couldn't participate at that time because I was still going through my DOPSR process, which is your pre-publication thing.
You still can. Like, this is an opportunity for you guys to connect and make an article for the Washington Post. Like, you guys can fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, here it is.
Well,
correct.
No,
and
it's
that's the whole thing.
not here. It is. Stephen Greenstreet doesn't work for the Washington Post. He works for the New York Post. And he makes a very wonderful point. Is like, why are you whistleblowing in a fucking Twitter space with a bunch of UFO believers? It's a fair question. It's a fair question. And his answer is so stupid. But here is what's even more interesting here is that he backtracks on what he just said to Stephen Greenstreet. So Stephen Greenstreet writes, after this interview, new UFO whistleblower Jason Sands completely contradicts himself less than 24 hours after going public. Last night, Sands said he was part of the Pentagon's UFO task force. Today, he wasn't. So on April 20th, again, we just listened to this. Greenstreet, were you part of the UAP task force? Yes. When were you part of the UAP task force? From 2021 until Arrow was stood up. So you served with Brennan McKiernan? Yeah. April 21st, Sands, I should have been very clear. I was ... not employed by the UAP task force. How do you fuck that up that badly? The questions were so clear. And you didn't say, yeah. You said, yes. You were part of the UAP task force? Yes. When were you part of it? 2021 until Arrow was stood up. So basically almost 2 years. Well, technically, I mean, Arrow was stood up, I think, in 22, the beginning of 22. So what, from 21 till basically a year or less. Yeah, I sure did serve with Brennan McKiernan. So there's big lie number one. Okay, now that's an interesting thing. Let me see here. Now let's go back to our questions here.
Thing is that the opportunity is always there, but I'm not a glory seeker or anything like that.
I'm not a glory seeker or anything like that. Boy, it sure doesn't look like it. Again, like if you were a legitimate whistleblower that had legitimate access to these special programs, the program as he calls it, where he could confirm non-human intelligence, he can confirm reverse engineered craft and alien autopsy bodies, the whole thing. He could confirm all of it. And the Pentagon has said, hey, you're allowed to talk about the aliens, but you're not allowed to say where any of these things are. It doesn't make any fucking sense to classify everything else about this program except for the blue aliens. and the aliens and the reverse, and the non-human intelligence. Man, it has gotten so stupid. This discussion has gotten so fucking dumb. Not like it was even in a great place to begin with. This has always been a stupid discussion that for some reason sometimes drags in some really smart people.
Set the story straight.
Set the story straight.
Working towards my retirement just like everybody else. And
so he's still employed with the military. Keep that in mind, because that's a big story that a lot of people are overlooking, is how many intelligence community agents, officers that think that they've experienced alien visitations with blue feathered beings. And they think that the United States is covering up alien reverse engineered technology. He's provided zero proof. And again, I'm going to, because I get very specific about exactly what he's whistleblowing when I got to ask him questions. And of course, by my second round of questions, they just cut me off in the space. And I understand partly because it's like, hey, we got to get to other people. And I get that. But to cut me off and take me out of the space without saying, hey, Lou, can we table that question and just get to a couple other people? And if we got time, we'll get back to you. No problem. But when you kick me out because the questions I'm asking are too difficult, that says everything. And so to the guys, if you find yourself in a space with a guy named Kimball or UFO intros, fucking leave that space. It is propaganda. It is conspiracy theory. It is bullshit. They're not interested in any of those discussions that they hold on Twitter. And let me tell you, they hold epically long. I don't know how some of you guys do this for as long as you do. I listen to some of these things sometimes. I partake in some of these things sometimes, but my limit is about 2 hours. That's usually my wall. And I have seen people where I've been listening to a space or just looking at one, like literally as I'm going to sleep, and then I'll go to sleep. I'll have a full night's rest. I'll wake up, see the exact same people, sometimes in the exact same space, sometimes a brand new space. Then come home and see what's going on, and they're still in spaces. And this is not once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. This is every day that Kimball holds these spaces. Every single day. And the more he holds these spaces, the more irrational he becomes and the more extreme he becomes in his belief, to a point where he can't even listen to an opposing viewpoint anymore. He refuses because he's a cult member. He's in a fucking cult. And he thinks it's cute. And he has Stockholm syndrome. We discussed that in a space last week. The very same people that harassed and doxed his private messages and made his life a living hell are the same people he's now high-fiving and sticking up for in these fucking spaces. And arguing to create a space for social terrorists like UAP Mike and his wife Joyce. They literally had the gun to your head and you're like, please, sir, hold it a little higher and put your finger on the trigger. Yeah, that's way more exciting. And I'm going to make a prediction right now. All of the things that have happened to the Lou Elizondo assholes, all of the things that have happened to the quote UFO hate group, which is really just a bunch of stupid fucking individuals creating chaos, harassment, and hatred, for sure. How that band of idiots has now turned in on itself and destroyed itself from the inside. It's the exact same thing that will happen to Skyfire News at some point. Watch. Putting my money on it now. I give it over under a year. And it'll probably be at some point, that mechanism is going to eat itself. And I have a feeling it's going to happen when it's not worth it anymore. When paying the salaries of 2 to 3, maybe 4 fucking assholes, when that shit is no longer economically viable to a guy who's only made a couple million. And bravo to you for doing that. But at some point, even a millionaire is going to be like, this shit ain't worth it. I'm spending $5,000 a month on overhead and we're bringing in $200 a month. There's only so long that shit's going to happen. We'll see. Let's see how long you fund that fucking thing for. But my guess, it won't be around forever. Because again, these things tend to be cyclical. They repeat themselves every time. So that's my little prediction for this show. The next question that we're going to go to is from Paranormal Chris, who has been really great this weekend. He's really a level-headed, non-emotional version of me, but his credentials are way more bona fide than mine when it comes to speaking about military procedures and laws that are being written within the military and applied to military life. He's a veteran. He's in the intelligence community, and he's genuinely trying to come into this community. He stepped away for a long time based off of the antics that the Skyfire News shit team did to him. He stepped away, but he's kind of come back a little bit. And, you know, he's kept an arm's length, but he's always kept in contact with me. And I know he's definitely keeps in contact with, he's definitely got to be in our chat here. I know Steve, I'm forgetting your last name for some reason. Steve Long, there you go. I know he's always chat with Steve Long. He's genuinely trying to engage believers in a way that is rational, level-headed, and calm. And I know this because I've tried this. And I'm not just saying that. There are plenty of people in this chat, in this show right now that can verify how many times I've genuinely tried to approach this community with rational, level-headed questions and thinking and non-judgment and no condescension and trying to be as understanding and as accepting as possible, but also trying to hold on to my attachment to fucking reality. And let me tell you, it's impossible with this group. Impossible. People like Nick Gold, people like Mary Misanthrope, people like UAP Mike and Joyce and Fettuccine Split and King Milford and all of these assholes. And I will include the Skyfire News team in that when I say Chupacabra and Red Panda Koala. All of these assholes are all guilty of the same shit. They all do the same shit. All of them. And they are not sorry for any of the things that they've done in the past. Zero fucking regrets when it comes to those guys. Zero.